Live better and longer with the Fitzness Show, hosted by fitness expert, author, and TV personality Fitz Koehler. She'll tell you why diets are dumb, supplements are snake oil, and the truth about how you can earn a lean, hard, pain-free, and athletic body. Now for our favorite bossy blonde, Fitz Koehler.
Well, hi, team. I'm Fitz Koehler, your super bossy fitness pro from fitzness.com, and welcome to the Fitzness Show. Today, we're going to talk about robot mode. Oh, you're going to want to know about robot mode. Robot mode is very important to me. Robot mode helps me do a lot of the things I need to do, and I think it'll help you. I feel bad. I feel guilty for not sharing robot mode with you previously, but today's the day, so buckle up. Before we get started on that, if you haven't done so already, don't forget to click follow, subscribe, wherever you're listening to the Fitzness Show. That way, when I come on and I make happy noise and I start bossing you around, you get notified and then you can tune in. Also, if you click download, so whether you listen on Apple Podcasts or Spotify or YouTube, wherever, if you click download, you'll be able to access me and my big mouth wherever you are, whenever you are. So let's say you get on a space shuttle and you launch into space and you're just dying for some Fitzness Show. If you don't have cell reception or Wi-Fi, you can't have it unless you have already clicked download. So do that. Click download. And then I can go with you anywhere and everywhere. And that's really where I want to be. It's the little Fitzy on your shoulder. If you click download, you can actually get Fitzy's big freaking mouth in your ears at all time. And really what you should do is go to sleep and just listen to the Fitzness shows you've already listened to. And so while you're sleeping, I can get in your head like a creepy little fitness elf. That's right. I want to get into your head and get you to do better and be better. Also, if you haven't done so yet, get the book. It's called You, Supercharged, the exact formula for fitness, weight loss, and longevity. I'm guessing since you listen to this show, you're totally into living better and longer. So get it. Get it. And if you have a friend with a birthday, I mean, duh, this is for everybody. So order it at fitzness.com. I sign every copy. You can tell me exactly who to make it out to. And I put in the little Fitzy sticker and I send it out with love and pretty packaging. You know, the good stuff. Amazon's fine, but this is a way better way to go about doing things. Okay. Now, so this is how robot mode came up. I posted a Instagram reel this week where I'm sitting in my car and saying, I don't want to exercise today. And trust me, that happens to me. It happens semi-regularly where I think, gosh, I'm just too tired or sore or busy or whatever. I am very human, much like you. And I think, I don't want to do it. But I get in the car and the video says, I don't want to exercise, but I'm here. I had just come back from Knoxville announcing Mud Girl and then going to Tallahassee. And so I'm just tired, jet lagged, overworked, whatever it is. I'm a tired person. Yet I drove myself to the gym. And then eventually I dragged myself into the gym and I got a good workout. And so Ashley, Gidget Girl, that's right, Gidget Girl on Instagram, I think that's who she prefers to be called. She messages me and says, hey, how do you convince yourself to work out and do fitness things even when you don't want to? And I told her about robot mode. I said, well, I go into robot mode. And so this is the deal. I am disciplined. And we talk about that a lot, motivation versus discipline. The most extreme version of discipline I've ever had to execute was when I was sick, right? So when I had cancer and I did 15 months, 21 rounds of chemo and the radiation and surgeries. And it wasn't bad enough that I was just a very sick person, but I was traveling. I was still announcing races. I was still doing keynotes. And so imagine being poisoned and then your stomach exploding and you feel the worst you've ever felt. And then you have to get on a plane. And, you know, people would ask me how I did that. They would say, how are you going to do it? And I'd say, I just will. And I did. And the reason I was able to do those things, convince myself to drag my sick little body up and get in the car and drive to the airport and lug my bags and pack the bags and do all the crap I had to do is because I wanted to, right? I had the end goal in mind. So I always focus on the end goal. And so when you're sick and you have to do it anyways, for me, I call it robot mode. And so really, I'm so very human and I have all the issues and the challenges everybody faces. And I have all those feelings too. I don't want to's and I'm the too tired and I'm too stressed and stuff like that. But I call it robot mode because when I have something to do, especially when it's work related or fitness, I just do it. Or parenting, that's my other place I have robot mode. And so I tell myself to do something and then I do it. That's robot mode to me. And I remember recording, I was in Kansas City for Wonder Woman, the DC Wonder Woman series. Oh, and it was so bad. I was so very sick and I could not find food that would sit right in my stomach. So I was not only very sick, but then I was pretty much malnourished for the weekend, just really struggling. And it was raining. And I remember putting on my Wonder Woman gear and walking through this. They have these tunnels. You guys are probably going to laugh. You'll know what I'm talking about. I don't know what they're called, but they're little tunnels between buildings that will take you to various places when it's snowing outside. I don't know what those tunnels are called. Maybe they're just called tunnels. I think there's an official snow person name for them. But I remember walking through and I recorded a video. Now, mind you, I didn't release the video at the time because I didn't want you guys to know how sick I was, but I thought maybe I'll use this eventually. And again, I was falling apart in every way possible. And I have this video camera and I'm saying, it's cold, it's rainy, I'm so bloody sick, I'm so tired. I don't know how I'm going to do this, but I'm going to do it. And that for me is robot mode. It's also, think about it, if you have children or you have a spouse or a parent, someone you're taking care of and they vomit on the carpet, you have to clean it up. That's not because you love it and you can handle the smell with no problem. You clean it up because it's the thing you have to do, right? It's turning off all your senses and your whining and whatever it is, and you just freaking do it anyways. To me, that's robot mode where I know what needs to be done and I'm going to do it. And so for work, I definitely have robot mode. And the blessing for me with my work is it's on a time frame and it's live. So if I show up at, let's say, I don't know, Fargo Marathon, I have Fargo Marathon coming up in about a week and a half. I am the announcer. When I show up in Fargo, there isn't a backup announcer just roaming around. It's me. So if I get food poisoning, knock on wood, that I don't, but it doesn't matter. I will get up and I will go to that start line. I have to yell go at 7 and at 7:15 and at 7:30 and I have to be there until 3:30. And so it doesn't matter what's happening with me. I will go and do the thing. That's robot mode. And so do you have robot mode? Do you show up to work anyways? You've got a sore hip and your throat hurts. Do you show up anyways? Maybe you've got bills to pay. I know I have bills to pay, so I definitely have to go to work. I don't have the opportunity to be like, I'm just not going to do that one. No, I show up because it's robot mode. Do you have children? You need to wake up and take them to school or pay for their things or cook food for them or whatever it is that we do. That's robot mode. You might not want to, but it needs to be done. And you recognize that. You do it anyways. That is robot mode. And so it's important to be able to turn off your emotions, to be able to turn off your fears. It's important to be able to turn off your discomforts, whatever it is, to do the thing that needs to be done. And there's so many people in so many different positions that are forced into doing what needs to be done, whether it's personal lives or professional lives. There's so many of us who have to do the thing we committed to do no matter what. And so robot mode, will you step up to the plate and do it no matter what's bothering you? I think you should. Now, when it comes to fitness, yes, for robot mode. Now, I'm not talking about you just blew 3 discs in your back and your doctor says, don't go to the gym this week and you're robot mode going to do anyways. That would be moron mode. I'm not trying to get you into moron mode, but if you're tired or you're just not feeling it or you're stressed or you don't want to go, robot mode, you freaking go anyways. So that's the thing. Can you overcome your feelings? Can you overcome your feelings? Feelings I think are the main culprit for victimhood, right? You're choosing the victim mentality. Oh, I'm tired. I don't have to. I feel bad. This person made me upset. I'm not going to do it. Screw that. Do it anyways. That's robot mode. That's robot mode. And with fitness, robot mode will go a long way. And again, I'm not talking about going against doctor's advice. What I'm talking about is you showing up no matter what, right? You making the plans and you keeping them. How about that? What if you follow through? Do you know how many of you I interact with on the regular? The people who say, Fitz, I need a little extra encouragement. Could you monitor me once a week, check in? I say, yes, you check in with me, tell me what your weight is or what you've accomplished, and I will steer you or encourage you. And they're going to do it. They're going to do it. And 3 weeks later, I don't get the message anymore. Do you know how many of you are like that? Not okay. Not okay. What if you all went robot mode for 2 months, 6 months, a year, and you showed me what you were made of? What if you showed yourself what you were capable of? That would be pretty cool. I wish. I wish I could hit the on switch and make you do the robot thing because it's pretty badass. Once you go into robot mode, everything gets done because you don't have the option not to. I don't have the option not to wake up at 4 Friday morning and get to my plane and get on it and fly to DC. That's what's happening this weekend. I will be tired at 4 a.m. when my alarm goes off, but robot mode will get my butt up and out of bed and fly me into the shower and so on and so on. And so when it comes to fitness, oh, robot mode will be good. You make those plans and then you keep them. That's what robots do. They're programmed. They're programmed. Ideally for greatness. We're not programming robots to do crappy things. We say, we need this done. Do it, robot. And it does. And so I have robot mode. And I'm proud of my robot mode. Robot mode has helped me in so many ways, not only when I was sick, but it helps me professionally. Again, being on time, doing the thing I have to do. And what a blessing for me. It's interesting. I love doing television because it allows me to reach the masses. And so it's live television versus pre-recorded television. I choose live every time because live, you only get a chance to do it once, right? If I show up on national or regional news and it's a 7:15 spot, I'm in the studio at 7:15 and I start talking by 7:19, it's over. I did it. If we're doing pre-recorded segments, you can record, say, oops, I don't like that. Let's do it again. Let's do it again. Live TV, robot mode is great for live television because I just fire away and get it done. And that intense pressure really serves me well. So where in your life can you go into robot mode? Where do you make excuses? Where do you let your feelings interfere with your ambitions, with your game plan? Where? And again, robot mode keeps you disciplined. That's the thing. That's the thing. I say a lot because people give me too much credit. They say, I'm not like you and you're so good. I'm not really so good. I mean, I'm just doing my best. I really care about my health. I start there and I love my profession and I care about earning a living. So those things go a long way for me, but motivation wanes. Discipline works. And that's something I'm very strong with. Maybe I used to not be, and then I became more disciplined. So that's exercise we talked about work. Let's go robot mode with nutrition. So you're a robot and you can only enjoy certain fuels or things go wrong, right? You start to short. And your car's kind of a robot, right? We wouldn't put ketchup in your gas tank. We wouldn't put mayonnaise in your oil thing jar. What do cars have? Oil containers, jugs, cans? I don't know. Anyways, I'm showing my lack of automobile knowledge. But yeah, you put oil in the oil place and you put gasoline in the gas tank. And so I hope you start viewing certain foods. Maybe it's your Doritos, right? Maybe it's your lavish cheesecake or whatever. It's not even food because you can't give it to the robot or the robot will short out. And so you make your game plan with nutrition and you stick to it. That's robot mode. You might drive by Wendy's or Burger King or McDonald's. You might want some of those things, but then you say, nope, keep going. Robot mode doesn't allow me to pull over. That mindset might go a long way for you. The other place you can implement robot mode is sleep, is bedtime. Now, listen, if you lie down in bed at 10, you will start getting rest at 10. You may not fall asleep right away, but just being flat on your back in bed starts the resting process. If you have a deadline where you have to wake up at 5 or 6 or 7 or whatever, know that getting to bed at a reasonable time allows you to get the rest your body needs to recover and repair and rebuild and put all your workouts to good use. If you do all the exercise, but you never get the rest, then your body never has the opportunity to implement all the greatness that should be coming about because you exercised. So get to bed at a reasonable time. That's robot mode. You choose it, you do it. You turn off the TV, you turn off your friends, turn off your phone, put it aside, and then you just lie down. That's robot mode. You do it anyways. You don't let Survivor or news or whatever it is hold you awake at 10 p.m. or 9 p.m. or whatever you deem. You go lie down. That's robot mode. You do it anyways, even if it's inconvenient to you. And eventually you gain the benefits from it, right? That's what robot mode is about, is you benefiting from doing the right thing, even when you don't want to do the right thing. I'm the star of robot mode because even when I don't want to do stuff, I do it. So I'm giving this to you. You can have robot mode. I look at so many of you and beep, beep, blurp, doop, doop, whatever robots say. That's you now. You are now robot mode. So please use that. Please use that. Whenever you start to make excuses, say robot mode and move your body in a weird way. You could do the robot dance if you like to and just get it on. Just do it. Just do it. And we will be right back. My brand new book, You Supercharged, the exact formula for fitness, weight loss, and longevity, is out right now and has something for everybody. Ladies, chapter Full Throttle Femininity is dedicated to all the things you think you can't control, including menopause, weight loss, maintaining muscle mass, building bone density, and earning yourself a JJ of steel. Guys, chapter Man Mode was written just for you. You'll learn how to combat menopause, tune up your ticker, banish a beer belly for good, maximize your muscles, and earn the most powerful pecker on the planet. From the ground on up, from the inside and out, let's supercharge your body and mind and make you unstoppable. Order signed copies of You Supercharged at fitzness.com in the United States, Amazon, everywhere else. We're back. So I have other questions, and I like these questions. I'm excited to answer. Okay, this is a Reddit question. It says, what's something in the fitness industry that drives you nuts right now? Gosh, right now? Well, all the scams, all the gimmicks, all the... Okay, so there's the really fake weight loss pills and powders, the crap they're selling at the nutrition stores with the word weight loss on it. Those have driven me nuts for eternity. But now I'm partially driven nuts by the GLP-1, the Ozempic, and the Wegovy and those type of pills or shots or whatever they are, just because of the abuse, right? I think they have their place, but they're being abused, and I don't know, they're not superseding the need for fitness, right? Even if you take those pills or shots or whatever, you still have to do what I tell you to do if you want what I have. Sure, you can lose weight, but there will be consequences if you don't do what I tell you to do. You could lose weight and then have terrible bone density, and you could lose muscle mass, and you could fall down and have pain, and you could lose, oh my gosh, there's so many things that are going wrong. So that's driving me a bit crazy. And really, what's driving me even more crazy are not the regular people that are just trying to figure out weight loss and how to use this tool. These celebrities like Serena freaking Williams. Are you kidding me? She is someone who has executed so much discipline throughout her life. She has been the queen of athletics. She's been considered probably the finest female athlete in our century, right? Am I wrong on that? And who comes close to Serena Williams? I don't know if anybody does. And now she's hawking weight loss pills as if she needs the freaking money. Are you kidding me? What if she said, hey guys, I've spent my whole life choosing what I put in my mouth. I've spent my whole life getting quality sleep and exercising like a beast for sport. Hey, I had some babies. Hey, I gained some weight. I'd like to take it off. I'm going to go back to my old eating habits, my old exercise, and I'm going to do the right thing. But instead, she's saying, hey, everybody, take the shortcut. Take the shortcut. That kind of grosses me out. So, I don't know. There's a lot of things that piss me off. Also, Oprah. Oprah's a lot of fun. Oprah claiming that obesity, like you were born with obesity, F off. You don't know what the F you're talking about, Oprah Winfrey. Obesity is not, you're not born with it. You might be born with terrible habits your family has bequeathed to you, but if you don't adopt them, you're not obese. If you follow their lead, you be obese, but you're not genetically obese. She's just ignorant. And gosh, she's dished out so much false information over the decades where she keeps publicly trying to figure weight out and acting like she's an expert on it. She's not. I'm an expert on it. She's worked with experts. Maybe just shut up and let the experts do what they're supposed to do. But yeah, so that irks me. Serena, who I think is great, but also stop. And Oprah, cut it out. Those are things that drive me crazy in the fitness industry. You wanna know how I really feel? Yeah, I know you do. I know you do. Okay, next question. What does a fit person do differently before 9 a.m. than everyone else? Okay, what does a fit person do differently in the morning before everybody else? I would say they make plans, they prepare, or they perform. That's it. So the fit people often get up and get it done in the morning. They don't allow a crazy day to interfere with their workout. They say, I'm going to get up early and I'm going to get it in. I know it's going to make me feel better. Exercise is going to turn on my brain. I will function at a higher level throughout my day, whether I'm with the kids or with a social circle or at work, right? That's one of the common traits amongst like Fortune 500 CEOs is they get up and they exercise early. It's great for their bodies, it's great for their mind, it's great for stress relief, and it really helps them be at their best throughout each day. So that's an excellence type behavior. But if you can't do it in the morning for some reason, you're making plans and you're making preparations. And the plans are on my lunch break, I'm going to exercise. Oh, and I have my gym bag packed, right? So plans and preparations. You don't make plans and then whoopsie daisy, forgot my sports bra, forgot my running shoes. So before 9 a.m., fit people are focusing on their fitness and they're preparing for it. So yeah, that's it. It's performance, plans, and preparation, and then the other folks are just maybe not even thinking about exercise or nutrition, right? I know what's going to happen in my day. I woke up this morning, I knew it was strength training day, and I was very excited about it. And I knew I was going to get to the gym, and I made it happen. Hooray for me. All right. And final question. When life gets chaotic, what's the one non negotiable you refuse to drop? Oh my gosh. Well, one. Okay, so there's never an excuse for me to just eat garbage, right? Because healthy food is everywhere. Whether I'm in Tokyo or Chicago or Mobile, Alabama, there is always fruit, there is always veggies, there is always water. And so nutrition is a non-negotiable for me. It doesn't matter how busy I am or where I am, there's always healthy food. And that's what I choose. I just don't shove my body with garbage. I don't do it. So that's a non-negotiable, but also exercise. I have to do it or I will feel bad. My body will get tight and I will feel sad and I won't function very well. So I force in fitness. I force in exercise no matter what's going on. And this is why you see me roaming around airports like a Looney Tunes. I'm always posting little pictures from the Hottie Tunnel in Atlanta airport or even tiny little airports roaming around, or I go in the bathrooms on a plane or in the airport restroom and I stretch in there. And so both nutrition and exercise, there is not one non-negotiable. Those both are non-negotiables for me. I will do it no matter where I am, no matter what's going on. I will always choose healthy food and I will always exercise. Now, having said that, sometimes I have some chocolate. Actually, I have a piece of chocolate every day, but I'm not perfect about it. But the great majority of my intake is always healthy every single day. And then I exercise no matter what. And then the one other thing I wish I could put in the non-negotiable category, but this doesn't always work out for me, is sleep. Sleep is so essential that I wish I could make it non-negotiable. But as this weekend demonstrated, I wasn't able to do a lot of sleeping and I came home like a zombie. But I napped. I'm a proud napper. I am a proud NAPPER napper. And I actually napped in my bestie's car before her daughter's graduation party. So that was cool. Actually, let me tell you about this. So I went to Knoxville, Tennessee on Friday, Rocky Top, Tennessee, which is, I love the Smoky Mountains. I do love Tennessee. It's a beautiful state. If you've never been there, you're missing out. You have to go to Tennessee. And it was Mud Girl. Mud Girl, they call it Mud Girl Knoxville, but it was really about an hour outside of Knoxville. I did cruise through Knoxville, did a little shopping. I stopped in a Boots store. I can't remember. It's Elliott's. Elliot's shoe store or whatever. I almost bought myself a $350 pair of boots, white leather boots with little star cutouts. Oh my gosh. But I didn't. So I'm very proud. Congratulations from me for not dropping 350 on those boots. But anyhow, I did like Knoxville, and the place out where we had the Mud Girl event was very fun. And then I left there and I flew to Tallahassee, Florida instead of flying home to Gainesville. My best friend Christy lives there, and her daughter Jessie, who is such a sweet girl, she just graduated from funeral college. That's right. She is a funeral director. And I think she was about 14 when she told her mom she was interested in being a funeral director. And Christy said, okay, that's interesting, but you need to go work at a funeral home to see if you really like it before we make any extra moves in that direction. And so she did. She started working at a local funeral home and she loves it. And she's been doing it, I think, since she's 15. She's 22 now, and she's gone to funeral director college, which is a thing. And she graduated on Friday in Atlanta, and then they drove back to Tallahassee, and they had a party for Jessie on Sunday. And so I wanted to be there. They're family. Christy's my bestie. She's my love of my life. I just love Christy, and of course wanted to be there for Jessie. So at the party, part of the decorations was Jessie's textbooks. And I made the mistake of picking up the embalming textbook. Whoo! Holy smokes. Embalming is a process, I believe, where they drain all the blood and normal liquids out of a body, and then they inject this chemical that's a preservative. And a lot of the efforts they make are to prepare people for viewings. Oh, so there was all of these pictures in the embalming book, because to take a person, let's say, that's been in an accident or a fall, or maybe they've had some facial trauma, these funeral directors and the people who work at the funeral homes, they add structure to our faces. They use a waxy substance to create skin, and they use makeup. I mean, they're cosmetologists, for crying out loud. Oh my gosh, I learned too much. I saw things I should not have seen. Do you know that when your body parts are missing girth, I should say, like some sort of meat from the inside or brains, I don't know what's going on, but they will stuff a body with cotton. That's right, cotton. They stuff people with cotton to fill them out and make them look the way they're supposed to look. It's just wild. And I'm very squeamish and I wanted to look away, but some of the images, they were so gross. God, it was awful. But I had to know more. And I just kept reading this god awful book. But what an important role to have in society, right? So there's a lot of jokes, right? Her invitations to her graduation or had little coffins on it. And she's embraced that as part of the culture of what she does. But it's the opportunity to support individuals or families in the darkest days of their life. They've lost a family member, a loved one, a child, a parent, and sometimes it's sudden and traumatic. Maybe it's a long-term thing, who knows? But there's always sadness involved when someone dies, and for her to be the person that can support these people through that experience is really wonderful. And she says that's the part she loves best about the work is dealing with the families and helping them. And I know she's going to be so wonderful at it. She's very poised and intelligent and compassionate. And then she also has glued people's mouths shut and sewn their jaws shut so the mouths don't open, glued eyes shut or sewn them shut. So, at a viewing, you don't want the body's mouth to open or the eyes to open. And so those funeral folks have to do some interesting things to make everything right, at least temporarily. So there's a lot of courage involved, a lot of constitution. And yeah, I'm so proud of her. She's such a lovely girl. So congrats, Christy. And wow, Jessie. And the funeral director, the owner of the funeral home where she works at, they were so in awe of her. She's been working there for, I think, 6 years now, and they just think she's the bee's knees. And I would have to agree. So, how about that? Funeral college. I don't even know if everybody knows funeral college exists, but it does. And I know a funeral director very well. And we will be right back.
Are you looking for the perfect gift for a loved one battling cancer? The Cancer Comeback Series by Fitz Koehler offers hope, inspiration, and practical guidance. With Your Healthy Cancer Comeback, My Noisy Cancer Comeback, and The Healthy Cancer Comeback Journal. These books are a lifeline for all patients and survivors. Right now, you can order autographed copies at a special discount. Show your support and help a loved one go from sick to strong. Visit fitzness.com today. That's fitzness.com. fitzness.com.
We're back. Okay, here's something else I want to tell you is that I did something very stupid last week and I just thought it was funny. It's nonsense. And sometimes we cover nonsense. I was at my hotel in Orange County, beautiful hotel, and they have the glass sliding doors in the shower. And so what I like to do sometimes is go over by the shower head where the handle is and turn on the water and let it get warm. You know, sometimes it starts cold and then it heats up. So I wanted to just turn on the water and make it warm and give it a few moments. And then I would get in the shower from the other side. So I open the sliding glass door. It's the right side. And also it's a big shower head. And then there's a handheld device, right? So I peek my head in to turn on the shower. And as I do, the handheld device, I didn't realize it, was facing me and it just shot water right in my face. And I was startled. And then I smashed my face into the glass sliding doors. Holy cow. I thought I was going to be bruised. I really thought I was going to be just in bad shape. Thank goodness I wasn't, but I should have been. I earned that. That was a real dingbat move. And then not only did I do it once, but yes, you guessed it. I went back tired the next morning and did it for the second time. So fool me once, shame on you, shower head. Fool me twice, shame on me. It did not happen a third time. And I did take more than 3 showers. So I'm very proud that I recovered, that I finally learned my lesson, and I did not have that situation again. But whew, that was pretty stupid. Sometimes I do stupid things, you know, it's who I am. I think we all do stupid things. And that's it makes me giggle though. You know, I don't like being hurt. Also, yesterday, gosh, we have Love Bug Palooza here in Gainesville, Florida. I'm not joking. There's right now hundreds of love bugs floating around my front door so badly that I wouldn't enter through the front door today when I came home. I went to the side, I lifted the garage about a foot, and then I crawled under just so the love bugs wouldn't come with me. They're everywhere. When I got in my Jeep the other day, that's right, I'm driving my Jeep because it has a transmission that works for Ray. But I made the mistake. I wasn't aware of the love bug situation. I take the roof off, start driving. Immediately, I'm swarmed by love bugs because they love auto exhaust. I don't know why, but they do. And so inside my Jeep, there's all these love bugs. So I drove it all the way to the gym. I just left the roof off. And then I shut the roof. And I was trying to get the love bugs out of my vehicle to save them. But every time I shoot some out, more flew in. And so I felt so guilty. But I'm pretty sure it was a big massacre. I think the second I shut the door and went in the gym, all the love bugs in there just died. They died while having sex with each other, though, which was probably an uplifting experience for them. I hope if you got to go, what a way to go, right? So, how about that? Love Bug Palooza. I hope they go away. They're very sweet, and I'm happy they're so into each other, but they've got to go. Enough with the love bugs. Communication tip of the show, turn your ringer off. That's right. You don't need it to interfere with every moment of your life. Remember, you used to leave the house and you had no phone, and then it would ring and nobody would answer it. And it was fine. They'd call back or they'd leave a voicemail. You can still have that experience and you can have your life back. So just turn your ringer off and don't allow it to interrupt your special conversations with people you care about, your work moments. Just stop. Turn the ringer off. Trust me, it'll bring so much peace in your heart. I actually have my notifications off too. So if you're trying to contact me, I'll get to you eventually. That's right. I will get to you eventually. Oh, speaking of that, for everybody who's kind of waiting for me to contact them back, when I'm working, I fall off. When I travel, it's very hard to keep up with all the messages. So I do my best. I get back to you when I can. But no, if you don't hear back from me right away, it is what it is. All right, song of the show. This week, we're going with Morgan Wallen, Tennessee fans. Morgan Wallen performed at the Swamp this weekend here in Gainesville, and I had to miss it because I was working, and that makes me very sad. Whoa, it looked like he was awesome. My whole Instagram feed was filled with clips from his time in the swamp. And he walked out with Tim Tebow on Friday and Coach Spurrier on Saturday, which were the two most iconic choices he could make. And he performed with Zach John King and Ella Langley, and who else? Thomas Rhett. It's just a great show. So we're going with his song, Tennessee Fans. It's a good one. I love it. Tennessee Fan by Morgan Wallen. I love that. Listen to that while you are lifting weights, because that's what Morgan would want you to do. He's pretty much a macho guy. I'm sure he does a lot of weightlifting. So Tennessee Fan by Morgan Wallen. And then finally, I go to Washington, D.C. this weekend. I'll be in Mechanicsville, Maryland. It will be pouring the whole time, but you're more than welcome to come see me. And then Fargo the last weekend of May. And I'm so freaking excited to get back to Fargo and to see all my friends. So if you're there, say hello, come grab a hug. Let's do a selfie and be besties for real. Okay, thanks for listening to the show. Go into robot mode. Beep, beep, boop, boop. You can do it. Get to work. I love you. Mwah.
Hi, this is Rudy Novotny, the voice of America's Marathons. We all love how much running has benefited every aspect of our lives, so much so that most of us only wish we'd started sooner. Wouldn't it be wonderful to give the opportunity to children of today? Well, you can. The Morning Mile is a before-school walking and running program that gives children a chance to start each day in an active way while enjoying fun, music, and friends. That's every child, every day. It's also supported by a wonderful system of rewards, which keeps students highly motivated and frequently congratulated. Created by our favorite fitness expert, Fitz Koehler, Morning Milers across the country have run over 2 million miles and are having greater success with academics, behavior, and sports because of it. The Morning Mile is free to the child, free to the school, and is inexpensively funded by businesses or generous individuals. Help more kids get moving in the morning by visiting morningmile.com. Champion the program at your favorite school or find out more about sponsorship opportunities. That's morningmile.com. Long may you run.